Am I in the shot here? Am I okay here?
You're okay.
Hi, welcome to the 13th floor. I'm Marty Duda. Today we have with us Dave Wilson. How's it going?
It's going good.
You came up here from Wellington.
That's right.
You got a new record coming out.
That's right. Ephemeral.
Ephemeral. We'll give extra points to anybody who can pronounce it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Excellent. So we're going to give away, it's on vinyl. It's coming out December 1st. We got a copy to give away to folks who are on the 13th floor, so we'll get to that a little bit later. But so this isn't the usual indie rock thing that we do here at the 13th floor. Explain what it is that you're doing.
With this project, I really wanted to do something that was kind of between a lot of the genres of music that I'm interested in and that I've worked in. And so I've combined my playing on tenor saxophone and bass clarinet with, drums, bass, guitar, and trumpet, along with a string quartet. But everyone's improvising.
Okay.
So my background in jazz and improvised music, but also in kind of experimental music related to classical music, brings all these people together to create this sound that some people have told me reminds them of Radiohead Kid A.
Right.
Others have told me it reminds them of, some of John Coltrane's more experimental work.
Right.
It kind of lives in a lot of different spaces.
Right, and I threw Tony Conrad pre-Velvet Underground because I'm an older guy, so let's go back to that. But so there's something that people, depending on their background and their age and what they've listened to, can kind of clang on to.
And with the players, what I really wanted was, because in the music it's so improvised, in what I wrote down for people to read in the music, I gave them as little information as possible,
right,
so that they could really listen themselves into the music.
Right.
And I wanted to have a group, there's 9 of us, and I wanted to have as many diverse ways of listening to music as possible. So we have people who are used to being in the front row of an orchestra, which is one way of listening when you're playing. Others, like the drummer Hikurangi Shevrin, he's played in a million indie rock bands and jazz groups, which is, again, a totally other and pretty flexible way of listening.
Yep.
So the combination of these different types of listening coming together, to me, is what really gave the music its kind of expansiveness across these different genres.
Right. And you told me about the guy who mixed the record.
That's right. Satoshi Noguchi, really close friend of mine from when we started our careers in LA. We met in our early 20s, and he forged a career as a really successful film score mixer. And I think his first big film was the Tron score with Daft Punk that he mixed.
Okay.
But right before we mixed this record at his studio, he's now in Nashville, he had just, the film had just been released, Everything Everywhere All at Once, that he mixed the score, which was done by Sun Lux.
Right.
And Ryan Lott from that band, he and I went to uni together. So it's kind of like, with Satoshi, it was a real reunion. I spent 4 days with him in his studio in Nashville, just digging into this music. And, he's been mixing strings really well at a high level for, a decade or more. And so he was really excited about this project too. I'm super, super happy with the sound that he got out of it.
All right, well, let's see. So you're going to get a sound in our studio here.
Yeah.
You've got 4 musicians they're Auckland based. You've never met before.
That's right.
Boom, we're gonna.
That's right. Well, one of the musicians, Charmy and Kay, we've played together before in an orchestra.
Right.
A few times in Wellington.
She's the one with the cast on her arm.
That's right. She wonderful violin player. When she was in Wellington, we played together there. And so she graciously invited some of her colleagues from the kind of strings orchestral music world here in Auckland to play together.
Right.
And just super happy to work with them and let them bring their kind of way of listening into the project.
And what's the title of the piece that we're going to hear?
What we're going to hear today is a track called For Olivia.
Right. Do we need to know who Olivia is?
Yeah, Olivia is my niece.
Okay.
And that track is actually connected to, that's the 3rd track on the record, and the 4th is called Liv's Theme.
Right.
And what I decided to do is split them into 2 tracks, because this For Olivia was kind of the introduction to Liv's Theme, but it kind of took on a life of its own. But Liv's Theme, actually, it started out when Liv was 2 years old. One day we were hanging out, and she, as 2-year-olds do, was singing a kind of tune over and over.
Yep.
And I asked her parents, like, oh, that's a pretty interesting tune. Could I turn that into a bigger composition? And they were like, yeah, sure. So that turned into Liv's Theme, where I gave her tune to the bass. as
Yeah.
this kind of repeating pattern
okay.
that doesn't quite fit into the notes of the piano, because 2-year-olds aren't trying to sing in tune with a piano. They have their own musical sensibility. And so
Yes, they do.
the Liv's theme and then For Olivia are really trying to translate that kind of childlike way of thinking about music into sound. And
Yep.
so
Okay.
she got older, actually,
that's good.
since I wrote it. And I played, after we recorded, I played her this longer introduction. And so she and I together decided that the name should be For Olivia.
Oh, very cool, very
Yeah.
cool. Alrighty, so the record's coming out on the 1st. We got a copy to give away, which people will go to the website and figure that out. You got a gig coming up as well?
That's right. We're doing a big release in Wellington. We're doing 2 shows on the 2nd of December, Saturday, 5 p.m. and 8 p.m.
How many musicians?
It's all
the ones
all
that
the ones from the record
Very
are
cool.
able to do it. So I'm really excited about that. And the label, which is Thelonious Records, I think it's a really independent, really Wellington community-focused label. This is their 12th record, I think, and this is the first vinyl that Thelonious has released. And so we're doing a hang before each of the release shows at the Newtown Community Center Theater in Wellington to get all the artists who've released on Thelonious together.
Oh, cool.
Have their stuff for sale. People can come early, have a drink, meet
Yeah.
some of the other artists, and just really celebrate the work being done in Wellington.
Cool. Well, thank you for putting all this together.
Yeah,
It was
a pleasure.
Lots of fun. Good luck with the release when it comes out.
Yeah,
the show.
thanks.
And in the meantime, we'll give a listen to For Olivia.
Mm-hmm.